Hi, everyone. Mitch from PickDawgz.com here with Joe Madden. It is Friday, March 18th, 2022. It was your live show, live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, day two of the NCAA tournament. Day one had everything. It was madness. It was March Madness. It 100% delivered. I'm going to guess everyone's bracket's busted. I'm going to guess not one bracket is alive for a perfect bracket.
Yeah, I really doubt it.
I really doubt it. Unless someone got like a computer to figure out every combination and to enter it. That's the only possible way, because I just don't think that. I think like you could have had St. Peter's or you could have had this, but the probability of having those combinations together is super slim, super slim. And, we saw some teams escape yesterday. Not a big fan of the escape. Usually it means a lousy call. I thought that UCLA game was a hideous call. An offensive foul away from the ball for Akron's best player to foul out. In a game that they were leading, in a tight game. And but we had Akron plus the points as well, so we're not going to cry too hard about it. Kansas looking very much the part of a number one overall, blowing Texas Southern out of the water. Just really got them early and just never let them up for air. We saw Vermont take Arkansas to the mat. A lot of people saw that coming. And, I couldn't buy into it. We've been on Vermont a ton. And, I don't know. It was one of those games. It could have gone either way also.
It really could have.
It could have, Arkansas could have covered by 10. Vermont could have won it outright. Even down to the last minutes of the game, it could have gone that way. Though Arkansas, it seemed like, was in control most of the way. Just Vermont was super scrappy. I thought that Indiana, they just laid down. That was my one loss I had in my premium picks, was Indiana. Yeah. And wow, it's like, I know a loss counts as a loss, but it was just,
But they got stomped on.
They just couldn't hit.
53.
The thing is that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the writing was on the wall. It was clear that this game was going to be a bad day for Indiana. All the things that they had done in the Big Ten tournament, they just absolutely abandoned them. And it was like, instead of a couple passes, getting the ball inside for the two-handed, shot like 2 inches from the basket, they were just throwing away 3-pointers from like bad shots from early in the shot clock. It was just a bad scene for them. So, hopefully the Hoosiers will have to sit down and watch that game several times over. That should be the punishment. It was like, that's what I kept saying in the sports book. Like, I'm like, when the guy would miss the shot, like on Murray State or something, like, or on, I'm like, that's it. You're watching that Indiana game. It's
gonna haunt them for sure.
Yeah. It's like, when you have one. And the thing is, I had Creighton at so those two, I didn't have any premium picks until I had bet, throughout the day, small on some of these other games, and except for Richmond, which we talked about yesterday, that I liked, to win it, and they won. I had them on the money line, and I had Baylor, but outside of that, I didn't have any premium picks until the late games, and then if my teams finally get on the floor, and Creighton's getting killed by San Diego State and Indiana, they're not even. I don't even know who that was on the court yesterday, but then Creighton comes battling back. Hit the second half on it, and then it's kind of the momentum fed. I thought the Murray State San Francisco game was outstanding, just outstanding game. And now Murray State plays St. Peter's. No Kentucky.
It's going to be an interesting game. Yeah,
Murray
State came in as a dog in that one.
A lot of people feel that, Kentucky has been dodging Murray State for a very long time. You have these dodgers, like the teams that dodge the other teams because they're local, right? But they don't want to play them. So like Kentucky, Murray State has been one of those that they, Murray State's been good for a while. John Morant went there. They've been good for a while. And Kentucky will not play them. It's kind of like so a lot of people were thinking that Murray State was going to take out Kentucky, because usually when that happens, when you have the ducker, what usually happens with the ducker is once the other team gets their hands on them, they just wring their necks. And that's what usually happens. We saw Dayton do it to Ohio State a few years ago. They just got them in the tournament. They just ended up that they lined up against them in the tournament, like in the second or third round. They just were relentless. It was a beatdown. It was like it was like years of frustration they took out on them. And,
That's awesome.
But you see it, and you saw it this year when Ohio State went to Xavier. Same thing, local thing. They ducked them for years. It's like they finally got their shot at them, and there's no way, are we letting these guys out of here with anything less than an ass whooping,
That's awesome.
But speaking of Ohio State, they're in action today. We've got tons of college hoops. I mean, it's such an exciting time of the year. And tomorrow, of course, we have our regular weekend live show with all the handicappers. But tomorrow's college basketball schedule takes a little bit of a turn, because we have the Elite Eight, but then we have the trips. We have 8 games in the NCAA tournament, not Elite Eight. It's a round of 32. We have 8 games in the NCAA tournament, but then we also have all those NIT matchups tomorrow. So it's one of those really, really good cards where it's not just, there's more meat on the bone than just those 8 games. So let's take a quick look at it. Yeah, so Baylor, North Carolina starts at 12:10 Eastern time tomorrow. But usually what they do on those weekends is they really space out the first couple of games. So Baylor, North Carolina is on at 12:10 Eastern, and then there's not another game until 2:40, and that's Kansas versus Creighton. So these are the only games in town.
Yeah.
And then then there's not another game after that 2:40 in the NCAA tournament until Tennessee, Michigan at 5:15, and then you start to see some of the other games. It's about every hour or so they start to rip them off. Tennessee, Michigan, Providence, Richmond, UCLA, St. Mary's. There's one, There's another one where it's like they're pretty close in proximity. They don't play each other often. You got St. Peter's, Murray State then 45 minutes later. Arkansas, New Mexico State an hour later. See, they spaced them out an hour apart. But this year, because the way the NIT is set up, we got Oregon, Texas A&M at noon. We've got Drake, Purdue, Fort Wayne. We've got Wofford, Youngstown State, Stephen F. Austin, Asheville, just a ton of games in here.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest, VCU, all squeezed in those early time slots, going up against, just those NCAA tournament games that are just one game. So if they get out of hand, you'll have other options.
Yeah, absolutely. So many great games tomorrow.
In other words, more to bet on.
Yeah, more betting, live betting, in-game betting, right? Do it all. Were you placing any in-game bets yesterday, Mitch?
I did. I really didn't do any in-game betting. The only in-game betting I did, I bet the half in the Creighton game. I took Creighton. They were down by 10 against St. Mary's or against San Diego State at the half, and they were only -1. And we'd seen Creighton all season. Creighton was involved in very few blowout games all season, one way or the other. They played in a lot of tight games. And San Diego State, I mean, they scored about 8 million points in that first half. And I mean, I was sitting with guys from San Diego State, and actually I'm going to hang out with them again today. They're really good guys. And they were I said to them, I'm like, this is more points than they've scored like in 4 or 5 games combined. And they're like, yeah, this is crazy. But then when the shot blocker fouled out in that game, they knew it was over. They knew they were dead. That number one shot blocker that they have. See, there's two ways to beat San Diego State, and Creighton did both of them. And that's what they had to do to win that game. They had to foul out the big guy for San Diego State, and then just send them to the line. just continue to send these guys to the line, just foul every time they touch the ball and make them beat you at the free throw line. Terrible free throw shooting team. And we talk about free throw shooting a lot throughout the course of the year. We've got the number 1 free throw shooting team in action in the country today. And no surprise, right, that they're, here in the tournament alive and well. I mean, that's Villanova, number 1 free throw shooting team in the nation. That Gillespie, I don't think he's ever missed a free throw in his life.
That's incredible. There's nothing worse than watching a team stand up to that line and not be able to sink it.
Oh, it's
so
painful.
frustrating.
Painful. I was talking to some people I forget where they were from, but we were talking about a game, and I know all the game. I think I always bond with people in the books and stuff because we know their teams, right? Yeah. We know their teams as well, maybe not as inside out as they do, but we know their games. So they like that,
Yeah. Oh,
kind of like that familiarity. Yeah. It's like, so, we talked about the Boise State, San Diego State game. I'm like, what was the final? Was that, 14-2 or something? They were, it's like one of those games. I'm bringing up the comments. Like, I normally have a comment window, but Joe is controlling things here. So Joe's running the show.
Yeah, because you can see them on the link screen I sent you as well.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. All right. In the corner, it says comments, and if you click on that, you can see them all come up as well.
Well, you guys be sure to smash the like button. It makes us feel better about ourselves.
It does.
Some days are pretty tough out here, So, I got to say, I've gotten very little sleep since I've gotten here to Vegas. I ran into Ruffalo last night. So we all know how
that would have been quite the scene, you and Chris Ruffalo hanging out in the sports book.
Yeah, we didn't hang out in the sports book. I saw him after, but today we're going to hang out. So
nice.
Should be good times.
That definitely should be fun.
So I'm looking at this, and it's saying you're on the show. Everyone can see and hear you, but I do not see the. There's the comments. I got it.
I was like, where is it saying that you're live on a show and everyone can see and hear you? I thought that was one of the comments. I was like, I thought we were live. I was confused for a second.
Anyways, we got a ton of games here to go over. I don't have my second screen set up. I can do that while talking, but let's just should we do NBA first, or you want to do college hoops first?
Up to you. We can do college since we've been talking college.
All right. We got Loyola Chicago up against Ohio State. Ohio State, of course, out of the tournament in the first round last year. We've got Auburn against Jacksonville State, Montana State versus Texas Tech, and Purdue versus Yale. Joe, any of these 4?
Yeah, these first 4, I'm going to look at the under between Jacksonville and Auburn. I think that's just going to be a tighter game. I see the defenses stepping up in that one and us going under the 138.5. I think that's just a little bit too high. And then give me Purdue. I think they come out. We know this team hasn't been predominantly covering the spreads, but I think in this one, they come out and dominate against Yale. So I don't have faith in Yale in this. What about you, Mitch?
I'm going to go for Yale in this one against Purdue. I think that Purdue has everything, but what we've seen from them lately is not much, and it's like, I once again, not a premium pick for me.
Yeah.
Not a place I can go. I don't have any premium picks in these early games. I think Montana State, Texas Tech is interesting because I have Texas Tech in my Final Four, but I do not have them covering this game. I just think Montana State, it's kind of like the St. Peter's yesterday, and the teams that we've watched all season long. And, I've seen Montana State play plenty, and they're good. They're real good. They're real good. But Texas Tech is really good too. I mean, if Texas Tech smothers them down, this could be a 62-36 type game too. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
This is going to be tighter. 15 is a ton in that game. And I think 16 and a half is a ton in that Yale Purdue game. Auburn, Jacksonville State, ton of points too. And I like Loyola Chicago and against Ohio State. Ohio State lost in the first round last year, so they're going to be, oh, they're really going to want to play well this year. Yeah, no one wants to lose in the first round 2 years in a row. But people do all the time. It happens.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got your Miami in the next set.
Yep, we've got Villanova, Delaware. Interesting matchup in that one. I know a lot of the sharps are on Delaware in that one, but I do not see it. What I see is a team that cannot defend the perimeter at all against one of the best shooting teams you'll ever see. Villanova. I talk about this a lot in the videos and in the individual videos, and I compare other teams to them when it's like they take these shots and you're not sure if it went in or not because the net doesn't move. Right?
That's incredible.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like
I do.
It's like if you're watching from a somewhat of a distance, you can't really tell because the net doesn't move at all. And Delaware, one of the worst teams at defending the three. Villanova, one of the best teams at shooting the three. They might not have the numbers like Virginia Tech does, but they're also the best free throw shooting team in the nation. We've got Miami against USC. Of course, I don't even care. I'm going for my Canes regardless.
And so am I, because I don't want to get flipped the bird.
Notre Dame versus Alabama is an interesting matchup because the SEC, well, Arkansas scraped by against Vermont. It wasn't pretty for the blue blood of the SEC there in Kentucky, and they got beat. It wasn't like, it was a bad call. They got lucky. They hit this a miracle lucky shot or whatever. No, they got beat. They St. Peter's needed to hit shots, and they hit them. They beat them. Alabama, Notre Dame, and then Virginia Tech and Texas. Another interesting matchup. Virginia Tech coming off of that win in the ACC tournament, running it through. Another team that can really hit threes. Texas, of course, really good at defending with Chris Beard coaching. Joe, what do you think of these four? These are heavy hitter games.
Yeah, some great ones here. I'm going to take Notre Dame plus the points here. I think it's just too many. I think this is going to be an offensive battle between these two. I think we hit the over in this one as well. Both teams trend nicely to this over, and 4 points with Notre Dame. I think you got to ride it here with Alabama. I know Alabama is a strong team, but I think this should be a pick 'em in my mind. I think it's going to be a tight one. And then I really like Texas versus Virginia Tech. I think they might be able to pull it out. That's going to be a hard one, though, in this. I just like the way we've seen Texas play. They have struggled in so many situations, so many trends against them. But I look at Virginia Tech, and they're 2-6 against the spread their last 8 tournament games. So I think they might come out here with some struggles in this one.
Maybe NCAA tournament games, but not tournament games.
Yeah, it's NCAA.
Yeah, NCAA tournament game. Big difference. I like Virginia Tech a lot against Texas. Okay. I'm going to lay alternate lines on this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So Texas is one of the most turnover-prone teams in the nation. They turn the ball over like no one's business. It's Chris Beard defense, but they turn the ball over like crazy. But Virginia Tech is I don't know what number they rank, and as far as rank, I'll take a quick look and see what number they rank as far as three-point shooting percentage. So they're 6th, but they have 2 or 3 of the best 3-point shooters you'll ever see. And I think they light Texas up like a Christmas tree in this thing.
Okay.
We just saw them run the gauntlet in the ACC tournament. Yeah. I mean, they beat Duke like a no mercy game. It was like, it was no mercy. They just bombed them. They beat the crap out of them. What was the final?
They beat Duke by, I can't remember.
82-67 in a championship game. They beat North Carolina 72-59. They beat Notre Dame, who you just picked, 87-80. They beat the crap out of them. And they were a 5.5-point dog against Duke. Yeah. They were a 3-point dog against Carolina in that game. They were just a 1.5 favorite over Notre Dame in that ass whooping.
Yeah.
They beat Miami in a game that was just, I mean, you just don't lose games like that. You know, the one that that Miami lost. And certain teams they just have it, they just have it going on. And we saw it with Richmond yesterday. So Virginia Tech was a team that would not have been in the NCAA tournament if they did not win the ACC tournament. They would not have been in.
Okay.
And they did win the ACC tournament. And we saw the same thing with Richmond. Was the other team that there's only two. Well, there's of the major conference teams. The smaller conference ones, St. Peter's was one of them that, they weren't favored to win their tournament. But any team from that conference, you need to win your tournament to get in. But it was like these were from conferences with multiple bid conferences. There's only two of them where a team that was out of the tournament won the conference tournament to get in. And one was Richmond, and we saw what they did yesterday.
Yeah. Fantastic game.
The other one was Virginia Tech. Okay. I'm not stepping in front of that mojo, not with a team that turns the ball over like no one's business. No chance. I mean, I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I feel pretty good about this one.
I feel pretty bad about thinking Texas had a chance after.
No. It's
no, but I do like.
I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
I've been wrong. I had Indiana yesterday, Joe. I had Indiana. All right, so I did make an in-game bet yesterday. Indiana was down like by 7 or 8 points. They were plus 240 on the money line. I in-gamed them. Thankfully, only $100.
Oh, thaithfully. Yeah.
Thankfully.
I thought Longwood would have kept it closer.
Oh,
had them plus the 18. They couldn't get it.
They've got some serious soul searching to do.
I was producing the soccer show and screaming at the TV, going, "Okay, God, they can't hear me." Thankfully,
I think what we see, in these games is that we remember it's like there's two sides of things yesterday, and there always is in the NCAA tournament. There was the blowouts, and then there was the big upsets. So, and then there was the teams that were big dogs that held it fairly tight. Yeah. So you have all of these, mixtures of things that all happened yesterday. But you have to remember, Tennessee blew out Longwood, in that game. Yeah. Kansas blew out Texas Southern. Baylor blew out, I mean, there was just as there were the upsets and the tight games, there were the blowouts, but these middle tight games like this Virginia Tech, Texas, these are these games were all like, oh my God,
Yeah.
So why did I bet this thing? Like,
do you prefer when you look at games betting those tighter spreads in some situations? Like when you look, do you like the huge spreads more or do you like the tighter ones? Or is it just dependent on the teams?
It depends on the game.
Yeah.
It really depends on the game. It does. Like I bet my biggest bet of the day yesterday was Kansas.
Okay.
So I think I gave it out on the premium show too, or the VIP show. It was my biggest bet of the day was Kansas. So it was a 21.5 point spread. I didn't think it was even close to being enough.
That's awesome. Yeah, I sometimes get scared away from those huge spreads.
Sometimes I do, but that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I liked Longwood in that one against Tennessee too. I liked them there. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I gave it out on the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. Someone kicked me in the balls on it,
Sure they did.
But this is the time, the beauty of this is that, those guys that talk on the big networks, about the games or whatever, they haven't seen any more of these teams than we have. It's like I doubt in most cases they haven't even seen as much of these teams as we have.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like you could really take advantage. Oh man, there was a clappy in the
no way
in the book for a UConn clappy, and it was like every time UConn's like, and I was like said to my friend after the game because obviously we had to move away. I said to him, my God, Bet he's not clapping now. Once again, we talked about the WAC all season too.
Yeah.
That was another conference that we really thought was tough, and we saw them take it to UConn yesterday. And we said that whoever makes it from the WAC is going to be a tough customer in this tournament, Stephen F. or whoever the case may be. And it was New Mexico State. They took out UConn right out of the gate. Another bracket buster. A lot of people. Yeah, and notice in the books, I noticed that, and it's always like this, because people on one side, people on the other side, and it's kind of like you have some fans there. Like there was UCLA fans like in the book, and that's always awkward, because they were excited that they won the game, but it's like this really isn't the fan section.
Yeah, don't stand in here. Yeah, you're going to have to share some of those pictures from being inside the sports book. Make a couple reels in there. Maybe you should do your dog of the day in the sports book. If they'll let you.
No, they generally don't.
Okay.
They generally don't.
Yeah, definitely some great games though today, Mitch. So I hope you enjoy watching these all at the book. Be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch the early games here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure. I have to go get a COVID test. We still have to test to get back home.
Yeah.
Got I like Miami here against USC. This line hasn't really moved a ton. Miami's another team that's been disrespected the whole season. I mean, they're a 10 seed here in this tournament. They went 23-10. They lost to Duke in the conference tournament in a pretty good game. They beat Duke at Cameron in the only regular season meeting between these two teams, and they beat North Carolina by 28.
Wow.
They beat Carolina by
28. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, at Miami. So they certainly have the power to do it. They swept Wake Forest. They lost. So against Virginia Tech, they were up by 2. They were up by 4 with 10 seconds left to go. Virginia Tech hit the 2-pointer, and then Miami inbounded the ball with 10 seconds left to go. Virginia Tech stole the inbound pass, hit a fadeaway 3-pointer, and Miami lost by a point. That was the heartbreaker of heartbreakers. Yeah. But that's the team that Virginia Tech has right now. Yeah. They're just a destiny team. But this Miami team's tough. They're not going to back down from these guys. Miami's not going to back down from a team that shoots like 4% from the free throw line. That's for damn sure. And I just can't get there. And it's like, yeah, I'm a homer, and it really doesn't matter what statistics I pull up. I'm still on Miami, right? Not a premium pick. But USC, I mean, 66% from the free throw line. That's 322nd in the nation out of 358 teams. How many games have we seen come down to these free throws? I mean, how many do we have to see in the NCAA tournament? Every year, these games are won and lost at the line. Every year.
Frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, and this one, which figures to be fairly tight. CANES, Canes. Of course, Miami hits 75% from the line. So
that's phenomenal.
Yeah, Miami 75% from the line. Also, 28th best in the nation in shooting percentage. 28th best. They hit 48% of their shots that they take.
That's
super
fantastic.
Good, super well coached. Jim Larinaga made the Final Four with George Mason. It's like, this guy can coach.
So why do you think they get so much disrespect, Mitch?
Because they play in a lot of tight games.
Okay.
It's kind of the teams that play in the tight games don't get a lot of respect. And that's just the way that it is. Teams that win tight. I mean, USC has been pretty disrespected all season too. Yeah. 26-7 in the Pac-12, where one of the number one seeds comes from. Also, UCLA, who made the Final Four last year, came. Last year, 3 teams from the Pac-12 made the Elite 8. 3 of the final 8 teams were from the Pac-12.
Crazy.
USC, Oregon State, and UCLA. UCLA came within, bucket of beating Gonzaga. Swacky's hat would have been on fire a little bit earlier in the finals.
So funny he did that.
Oh, he had to, because he had worn the.
He have a choice.
So if you weren't with us last year, so Rod had worn the Illinois hat all season long, and then when they lost, he jumped off the Illinois bandwagon, put on the Gonzaga hat, and then did the whole thing. I've been a Gonzaga fan all along, right? I've been a Gonzaga fan all the way. They're the closest team to us and all this, Gonzaga. It was like, then why were you wearing the Illinois hat all season when they were ranked number 1? And then this is what Rod also always does. He gets into this. He starts saying, well, we are going to. It's we. And then it's like, it's which we. Which we are you talking about?
The winning we.
He's like on 8 bandwagons at once. It's like, like you can't be on both bandwagons. I am on both bandwagons. So, he's like on the Baltimore Ravens preseason bandwagon. They won like 18 preseason games in a row. He's on the preseason bandwagon. He's off the regular season bandwagon. He'll be on the Rams. Start
funny.
Illinois versus Chattanooga, the Mocs. Only 8-point spread, right? Big Ten regular season champions. Illinois, Kofi Coburn.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys missed some free throws. These guys missed a lot of free throws this season in the games. Duke against Cal State Fullerton. Boy, for not being a number 1 seed, for getting this draw, for a 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
It's this might be the graduation present for Coach K.
Probably.
LSU against Iowa State. This line's dropped from 4.5 down to 4. And Arizona against Wright State, play-in team. We saw the one play-in team yesterday, exact same spread, 21.5. They're down by 17 in the first minute.
Yeah.
Actually, Kansas kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start at first. Then they were just throwing in threes like they were going out of style.
Yeah.
Wright State, they did not win the Horizon this year. They won the Horizon tournament. They beat in the Horizon, there's better teams. Northern Kentucky and Cleveland State, I think, were both better teams than Wright State. But Arizona was just sick.
Yeah, they're going to have a great game today. I think they get the win and the cover there. And then I think this one goes over. I think we've got a really high-scoring game here as Arizona just dominates in it. I think Wright State will put up enough points that will get us over. And then I like the over as well between Duke and Fullerton. I think that one is a 150-point game, and I got to ride with Duke here as well, laying that 18.5 points. I think they come out and play a strong game, but I'm going to go with Iowa State plus the points with against LSU. I think that one is a tighter game than the 4 points that we're seeing.
I think Chattanooga plays Illinois pretty tough, but I think Chattanooga gets into foul trouble here. Okay. And I think Illinois is going to get the calls in this one. I don't know if they're going to hit the free throws, but they're going to get the calls, get them in foul trouble, get their best players out. And a team like Chattanooga, what differentiates them from Illinois is the depth, and that's where you see that's what we saw with Akron yesterday. The guy went out, that was the game. They called the away from the ball offensive foul to foul out their best player, the leading scorer. It was ridiculous.
Seems kind of rigged.
It seems kind of rigged. I mean, we covered, we got the 13.5. So, but it's still, I wanted that money line bad. I wanted it.
Right. I wanted you to get that money line as well. Like anything else in these 4?
No, I'm good in this time zone. We got Houston versus UAB. Michigan State Davidson. Wisconsin, Colgate, Seton Hall, TCU. What we have here are 4 good games, which means not the best bet.
Yeah, 4 really good games. Kind of leaning on Davidson here to get it done. But again, guys, just a lean here. That's a 1-point game. This is going to be tight. I think we have an under game. I think we see defenses show up in this one. So I'm going to take the under 140.5 in this one. We see Davidson trending nicely to that under, going under in 4 of their last 5 NCAA tournaments as an underdog. And Michigan State going under in 4 of their last 5 4 of their last 5 NCAA tournament games. So I think both of these teams just defensively step up in this one.
I love Houston against UAB. I love them. It's a borderline premium for me, I would say. Okay. It really is. Houston is just, I think they're a Final Four quality team to begin with, but it's a 12-5 game again, and we saw the 12-5 yesterday, and, we saw one of them, was Indiana, but the other one was Richmond. And the other 12-5, I think there was 3 12-5s yesterday. I think the other one was another 12 beating a 5. But I think that what I see from UAB is a super public underdog. Like a lot of people saying UAB. Yeah. Like yesterday in the book, who do you like tomorrow? Love UAB. And these are the same people like very bad sign.
You gotta love the hand clappers, Mitch.
Oh, clappy. I was like, is Pete Carroll here or something? What's going on?
Looking around for him. Where is he? I can hear him.
It's the oddest behavior in the book. It's always the oddest behavior. It's like people will cheer a basket or a steal or missed free throw or something like they've won the game. The worst sport to watch in the sports book is a baseball playoff game. So a few years ago, I was here when the last time the Giants won the World Series. It was probably the last time I ever watched a baseball game in the book. The Giants played the Cardinals in the opening round. And I actually had bet the Giants to win the World Series. They were big on out of all the playoff teams, the Giants were the longest odds to win the World Series that year. And Adam Wainwright was pitching for the Cardinals, and he's on fire. He's coming out there cheering every strike. They're big favorites in the opening game, whatever. And it's like, oh my God, it's like these people are cheering a strike, and a foul ball. It's like, this is just, so what's coming, right? Buster Posey gets up, smack, 3-0. The place clears out. No more clapping.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened yesterday with New Mexico State. It's like, I think when you get too emotional about games, you'll get just depressed because these things will steamroll you, especially these March games, tournaments. I had it last week in the conference tournaments, and I was. In these games, you're always a bucket away or, an overtime away from one of those situations. I had Creighton yesterday. They were dead, they were dead money that won. I had Murray State, who another crap call in that game. They give the ball to San Francisco, and then it's like, I knew they were going to hit a 3. And it's like everyone in the books from San Francisco, right? And everyone's on San Francisco. And, I was, talking to my friend. Of course, I have to say it at an elevated pitch because that's what I do, right? Say at an elevated level, and I say, as soon as they made the call, I said they're going to hit a 3 here. They might as well just tell them that they won the game, because they're not going to let them win. Crystal clear.
Brutal. So brutal when you see that happening, Mitch.
I like Houston.
Okay.
Only in spite alone. But they've also played extremely well. Kelvin Sampson's finest coaching job. I like Wisconsin against Colgate. I got on Bucknell a few years ago in a similar situation from the same conference. And I said to myself at that time, never again. I will never, ever again. And you guys probably remember our Bucknell thing that we used to have on the live show. We were Bucknell people.
Okay.
We rode the Bucknell Bison on the show. We've had a few teams that we've ridden like that. We find those teams in that small conference. We had Vermont. They went on a 15-game cover streak. We had, we had Bucknell. They were like straight money. We had these teams, and then they make it to the tournament. I'm like, oh yeah, when Bucknell makes it to the tournament, we're gonna, just be awesome. Like they got slaughtered. I mean, slaughtered. And I could see the same thing happening to Colgate here.
Yeah. Okay.
Against Wisconsin. So, Colgate, we've seen them recently beating up on their conference, but the reality of the situation is this. They're 23-11. So,
okay.
They're not all that.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look at who these bastards played. We can say that because it's March.
Totally can.
No, we've won a lot on Colgate too. So, we've won plenty on Colgate. So who have they played? Who in the hell have these guys played? So you got to go beyond the conference schedule, for the teams like this. Because generally they will have played out of conference, especially that they have the 11 losses. And generally you can look back and see where those 11 losses came. So they played North Carolina State, an ACC team who didn't make any tournament at all, 77-74. So they played them fairly tight. They lost to Cornell by 10. So by more points than what they're getting here. They beat Syracuse. I remember that game. That was at the Dome. They beat them 100-85. Wisconsin's going to play a little better defense than that. So they lost to Northeastern. It's terrible. They lost to Niagara by 11. They lost to Pittsburgh, another ACC team, but only by 3, but another non-tournament team. They lost to St. John's from the Big East, 82-64. But St. John's, similar style as Syracuse, more run and gun, not like Wisconsin. They lost to Vermont, another tournament team, by 10. They lost to Lehigh by 4. So they had a 1, 2, 3, 4. They had a 5-game losing streak that they busted out. Then they lost to Boston University because I went there. And that's it. So they've been on a heater since then. So they've won a lot of games in a row. Not seeing it. Wisconsin lost the last 2, Nebraska and Michigan State, who both would beat these guys. Oh, here's the I had yesterday. Someone giving the yesterday picks. Hate it. How about this? We don't care. Unless you gave them out before the game, like we did, and everybody else did. We do not care. I'll just read off all the winners here. I'll just tell you I had all of them. Except for Indiana. I had Indiana.
Right, we can just keep going.
I've already owned that. I own that. I had Indiana. It's like I can say that with a smile on my face because I hit all those other games, including the Richmond money line. I had $500 on that Richmond money line, so I paid $2,400.
Nice.
I had $400 on the app, and then they have these machines now that you put the money in. You can just bet them like that in the sportsbook. So I wanted to try it out. Of course,
that sounds fun. How did it work?
I have money. There's a machine. I'm like, I gotta try this thing.
Was it easy to use?
They know exactly how to get me too.
Yeah,
they have it. It's like if they have it and happen to walk, all right, I'll try. It's like, how does this work? It's like I don't even figure out how it works first. I'm already have my money in it.
Right.
Right. It's like you don't even have it first. It's like my money is already in the machine.
And you're like, okay, now what do I do? How does this happen?
Don't be mad with LOL. I don't even know what you're talking about because if you look at, because we don't give out picks after the game are over. That's why.
Yeah.
We don't respect it. Is basically what it comes down to. We don't care. It's nothing personal. It's just moronic. We could all take our losing tickets and throw them on the floor.
Absolutely. And just hold the winning ones. So
yeah,
we don't do that.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
All right. I don't love these late games. I think TCU looks almost too easy.
Okay.
Against Seton Hall and Davidson once again public dogging.
Public dogging there.
Yes.
Why do you think the public gets on some of these dogs, Mitch? I think it is. They've just heard their name over and over in the media.
So this guy who feels the need to tell out my 7 free picks in the comments here, we're going to block from our shows from ever coming back. Those are the picks from the betting tools. My premium picks or my best bets are the picks at the website under the premium picks tab. Those are my picks.
This Lux Appeal?
Yeah, he's got to go. Lux Apparel. He's a spam.
Apparel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, you're gone.
Bye.
Like you can't watch the video and pick and get the picks for yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to fix the setting on here. Did you get that guy or do I?
Yeah, I got him. I've got him gone.
I got him good.
I got him. I was like, which one?
See, we keep Joe around for a reason.
Really good at blocking people. I know how to do
that. Another reason.
Oh,
she keeps us focused. Keeps the show focused. All right. Anything else here on these NCAA tournament games?
Nothing else from me, Mitch. So they're going to be fun to watch. That's for sure. We've got the first one kicking off in 1 hour here.
Yeah, I'm going to parlay up. Yale with Montana State and Miami.
Okay.
Just for the hell of it. Just because we're here.
I like it.
Which isn't my show parlay. It's just I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah. Mitch's college basketball parlay. I bookmarked that.
Yeah. Just to be clear. Oh, so you can't watch the video to see my 7 free picks, and you don't understand that those picks come from the betting tools, right? It's like I don't even understand it. It's like they clear. It's like, is that not clear to people? Do I need to
completely?
Do I need to make it clearer? You guys tell me that the picks on the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes, those are picks from the betting tools.
Yeah.
Is what those picks are. Those aren't my picks. I don't make those picks. I pick them off of the betting tools.
Yeah.
I think my picks are my premium picks. I guess I need to make that clearer. I'm gonna do that from now on and spell it out for people.
No, I
All
think
money line. What is that? All money line. No, it's points. All points. Except Miami money line, of course. Money line or against the spread?
Oh, your parlay.
Oh, then I'm going to take those big dogs on the money line? No. I don't think, I've already said. I thought I said I had Texas Tech in my Final Four. I just don't think they cover either. God, I stink at this. It's amazing I've been doing it this long. I stink at this stuff. Terrible. Maybe I am that straight ass, as people say. Who got the dog poop emoji yesterday? Was it Ruffalo or was it me? It was one of us two got the dog poop. Could have been Brian.
The dog poop emoji for what?
Yeah, we got the poop emoji in the comments on YouTube. You don't see the poop emoji come out too often. Yeah, straight poop emoji. Sixers versus Mavericks. We got the Hawks and the Grizz. The Metropolitans up against the Trailblazers. The Cavaliers versus the Chicken Nuggets.
Okay, so first 4.
Yep.
Give me the under between Dallas and the 76ers. I think we're going to see both defenses show up in this one. I think that line's too high. 217.5 is too high for me for them. Then I'm going to take Memphis laying the points there. I just love what we've seen out of the Grizzlies as of late. They're 7-2 against the spread their last 9 games, playing on 2 days rest. And we have the Hawks coming in off rest. And this team isn't strong off rest. They're 0-4 against the spread in the last 4 games playing on that 1 day's rest. So Memphis, they're laying the 5. I think it's a little light. And then I got to take the Trailblazers plus all those points. I think it's too many for the Brooklyn Nets to cover in those games.
I'm pretty sure I hold the card in and I say 100% of these picks come from the betting tools at the website. I'm pretty sure I say that. And I show the card with my crap. I mean, look at my third grade handwriting. It's like I show it, and I'm like, 100% of these picks come from the website, right? And I do it, and then I say, of course, you can get these picks and hundreds of others every day at our betting tools at sportschatplace.com and PickDawgz.com. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I should have it just across the screen, like in big
scrolling.
It's kind of like for a project that we're working on, and Joe knows about it. You guys will all know about it. I said to my partners, I'm like, they had like this, they're the guys that do the betting tools. So they had these super fancy graphics and all this stuff. You guys are going to love this stuff. But I said, you need to make it even clearer than this. I'm like, if you draw a circle around it, okay, put in giant bold type and arrows all pointing like this, saying exactly what you mean, then you'll only get about 600 to 700 emails asking. Asking
True. Yeah.
And it's like, it's like my handwriting is so bad. I only have one pen. Did you know that? Like Brian always changes pens. I have my one pen, but I'm thinking about getting a new pen.
You've only got one pen, Mitch?
Yep.
Wow. I have pens based on my mood.
I have
pen
one
today says live happy.
My pen says anything is possible.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Okay, so we both have inspirational pens.
Yeah, mine. I've had this same pen for 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
It hasn't run out?
No, you change it. It's super fancy. This is like one of those $1,000 pens. It's platinum.
Wow.
It says anything is possible. There you can see it.
See, I don't buy $1,000 pens. I got like a whole bunch with inspiration on them. I got this one that says venti vodka, please.
Nice. So Joe went to the piano bar last night. She was dancing on the bar. Which was your dance tune? Was it the Applebee's song? Did they play that?
No, they didn't do the Applebee's song. They did My Sharona.
You got to slip the guy a $5. He would have done it.
No, what did I get him to do? I got him to do Love Shack.
Love Shack.
Remember Love Shack? I love that song.
I always my request at the piano bar is always Enter Sandman.
That's awesome.
Always.
They did so many good songs.
Those guys are so talented. So talented. It's always you're always blown away,
Yeah.
You're always kind of like, I don't want to. They used to have a place called Howl at the Moon. I don't know if they still have those. But it's like that's where they do it at.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember the name. Anyways, I like the Mavericks here against the Sixers. I think they beat them outright. Beat them up. Chew them up and spit them out. I like the chicken nuggets. I also like saying that. I like the Blazers against the Nets. Nets home favorite. Double digit. Yeah, right.
Yeah, sounds gross.
Grizzlies play the Hawks like every other week. We play each other just an awful lot. There's one at New York, a Howl at the Moon. There was one at Harris.
Okay.
Oh, there is one at New York. The one at Harris, though, is open. Like you can hear it throughout the whole place.
That's awesome.
They're fun. I'm always amazed by those guys. I'm always more amazed by the people that pay the money to play the Notre Dame fight song.
That's funny.
It's like I'll pay you money not to play it. I basically like to play it. I'll give them like whatever they get. I'm like, what do you give me? I'll give you double to not play it.
Yeah.
And he's like, now this guy's gave us double to not play it. It's like
I was actually really shocked how many people were requesting songs without tipping them.
That's bullshit. You can't.
It is total bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Every time I brought up one, I was tipping them, so my songs always got played. So I was happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the people that ask us for free picks, even though we've given out thousands of them. They're not even the $3 supporter level.
Yeah.
Same thing. Always comes back to that, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
I like,
sure.
we
But that's
got the,
always the complainer. This girl started complaining because her song wasn't getting played. And mine were. And the guy goes, oh, she's got the pretty green money on it.
yikes.
Yeah, he called her out on it. She wasn't tipping. So another
Yeah.
girl threw some coins down on the piano too.
Oh my God.
What the heck? You're giving them coins? Can't give them coins.
Got the Knicks against the Wizards. Got the Raptors and the Lakers. Oof. Yeah. Got the Heat and the Thunder Buddies. The Rockets and the Pacers. That's interesting.
Yeah, interesting for sure. I think I gotta go with the Pacers in that one to get a nice win and cover there. Just can't trust the Rockets at all. They're just terrible. Thunder plus 15.5. They're cover machines for us. 23-11 on the road. I can't go against them. I know the Heat are the much better team, but I can't see the Heat blowing them out of the water here. And then there's no way I'm touching the Lakers. Hate the Lakers. Can't cover anything. 13-19 on the road. Ugh, I don't like it. And yeah, I'm not touching the Knicks. It's Wizards or nothing for me, but the Knicks just did me so dirty before they started covering. And now that they're covering, I just don't want to touch them because I think the minute I touch them, they'll stop covering the spread. So I'm going to stay off that game.
Joe's off the Knicks.
I'm not touching them. I'm not singing Applebee's song. I don't sing. Mitch can sing the Applebee's song. I can dance to it. I learned the whole dance.
I don't know it. I just make it up.
Yeah, I learned the TikTok dance. My daughter made me do the TikTok with her. It was fun.
I like cheese sticks. I don't even know.
There you go.
I don't even Applebee's song.
It's a good one. It's a lot of fun. You should do that in the sports book. Do a reel.
Yeah, the Applebee's song.
Yeah. So have you seen a lot of people doing reels all around the sports
No,
books?
I see a lot of people getting really wasted.
Well, I've seen Taylor.
It was St. Patrick's Day yesterday.
Right
they were getting wasted all day. I went down for breakfast. People were getting wasted.
Nice.
Loud. You know. What game was it? The early game? This is when the chalk hit like out of the gate. So it was like super loud. Michigan. Super loud. When the chalk's hitting, man, it gets loud.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
It's weird because Kansas, I thought was super chalky, but not a lot of people seem to be rooting for him.
Oh, weird.
It's odd. I think they were worn down from the day, and probably that ass whooping they took on the UConn and Kentucky games.
Probably.
Iowa. I think Iowa got a lot of people too. I think Iowa really hurt a lot of people.
Well, it's a long day in Vegas too when you're watching all those games and you start drinking first thing in the morning. Time Kansas rolled around, they're probably just done.
Iowa got smacked. They got beat. They got that. Sometimes it's like I thought Akron got the bad call and all that other stuff, but I mean Iowa, Kentucky. I mean these guys, they just got beat. UConn, you got beat. You played like crap. You did escape backs a lot during the season. UConn. It's like I expect more of that team. It's like in Kentucky, they were like, this is the team that's going to win it all. St. Peter's, the Peacocks. I thought Kentucky would for sure win the game.
Yeah.
I like Thunder Buddies for life. I like the Raptors. I like long walks on the beach. Soft music.
Seeing if anyone's listening.
Very man love.
Like it.
And fire roasted tomatoes on my pizza. Got
Ooh,
San Antonio Spurs versus the Pelicans. Got Utah Jazz versus the Clippers, Suns versus Bulls, and the Kings versus the Celtics.
And give me the Spurs laying those 3 points at home. And the over in that game, I think we have a higher scoring game. 237 is a lot of points, but I think they can definitely get it done here. And I don't like the way the Pelicans have been playing. They're 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 overall. I think the Spurs, what we've seen out of them as a favorite, they always play nice and strong for us. And both teams trend nicely to this over. So I'm going to ride the over and the Spurs in that one. I hate it, but I think the Suns get the cover on the Chicago Bulls. I'd love to see the Chicago Bulls keep this one tight, but I don't think they do. I think just what we're seeing out of Phoenix as of late is they're just so strong. And I think offensively, they're going to dominate the Bulls today.
It's funny. So Craig has been like a follower of us for a long time. He lives in LA, and it's one of the people, like a lot of people that are on here. It's like I know the names, or they've sent me emails we've had over the years, and it's like he never says anything except when people say something like about UCLA, like just like come out of nowhere. It's like UCLA's not losing. It's always like out of the blue. I think he had an anniversary or something I saw on Facebook. Happy anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome. Happy anniversary.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. Something like that. I catch up on Facebook like once every 3 weeks.
Okay. I have a hard time catching up on Facebook.
We used to only do this show on Facebook Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to only do it on Facebook Live.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know, John. I think I agree with Loyola Chicago. I mean, we went over this game, but I don't think they're surprising anyone because the money doesn't indicate that they're a surprise. I think that's, to me, is one of the things there. It's like what is the most surprising thing about Loyola Chicago is that Ohio State's not a big favorite, right? Big Ten team, very popular team. But there's nothing, if the fact that they're a pick'em game against a Big Ten team, a team that went to the Final Four, was it 3 years ago? A team that, beat Illinois last year in the NCAA tournament. A team that, they're not going to surprise anybody.
No.
At this point. They might, win, but I don't think the only surprise would be if they got blown out.
Like any others in the last part of the NBA, Mitch?
Yeah, there are others in the last part of the NBA. I like the San Antonio Spurs and the Spurs first half against the Pelicans. Spurs 11-0 in the first half against the Pelicans.
Oh, wow.
Betting tools. Straight money. Sports Chat plays betting tools.
I like it. I didn't see that this morning.
Yep. 11-0 first half versus the Pelicans. San Antonio Spurs.
Wow.
Not bad. I like the Kings plus the points against the Celtics. Another ownership there. The Kings, they might not beat the Celtics, but they actually own them against the number. Celtics 1-5-1 against the number against Sacktown.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just certain teams, certain things. I don't know. I always take the Clippers. Take them every time. I don't know.
Yeah, Clippers.
I've taken the Clippers like every time. 36-36, so I've lost juice.
They've done well against that spread, though. You look at the Jazz, they haven't.
So small NHL card today, right? So
yeah, it is. It's going to be an interesting one.
Anyways, you got a prop parlay for everyone. So the premium show, once again, it's going to be Brian's on videotape. Same thing with the VIP, which we're going to do early as well because it's just this schedule with all these day games and everything gives everybody more time, and this way you don't have to worry about catching it or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my parlay is the Pacers laying the points, the Suns laying the points, and Notre Dame plus the points.
Still sounds like a whorehouse. I don't care.
Trying to class up the show a little, Mitch.
I like the Raptors, Thunder buddies for life, and the Spurs first half.
Okay.
Well, another fun show. We really actually talked a lot about games today and stuff. Not in-depth analysis.
Yeah.
We actually do know
It's so much information.
Really do know a lot about games.
You know so much about college basketball, Mitch. You're just fountain of information.
Oh, the IPFW Drake game is tomorrow, so that's why we didn't cover it. Tomorrow's the Saturday format too, so who knows if we'll ever get to that one. I don't even know if we're doing it on the videos. Oh, is it today, IPFW Drake? Oh, maybe it is. Not tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tomorrow at noon. IPFW Drake. Drake 10-point favorites against the Mastodons. Texas A&M 5-point favorites over the Oregon Ducks. And then Baylor, North Carolina starts 10 minutes later.
Oh.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's make it a winning day. Aloha.
Bye, guys.
See you tomorrow with the gang. I don't even know who's coming.
Neither do I. I'll find out. Have a good one, Mitch.
You too.